This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is what we're looking at for Friday's games. So yesterday we had the first NFL game in 6-ish months, if you want to call it that, the preseason Hall of Fame game between the Chargers and the Lions. If you listened to me, you did not lose a single penny last night because the entire show I did started off with only degenerate gamblers bet on preseason games. Now, I mean, if you want to, it's up to you, but there's rarely any edge on those things. Some of the things we did talk about in yesterday's show did work out. We mentioned that Chargers have better depth, so even though they were like a 0.5 underdog, that they had a good chance of winning, and they won by a lot. Something else that worked for us, we're talking about the his name is, it looks like it's like Tesla, but I think in the game they pronounce it like T-Slay or Tislay or something like that. We didn't find any props for him when we were doing the show, but because of his relationship with the backup quarterbacks for the Lions, we're like, if you do find a receiving prop, he'll probably go over, and he did. Something else we talked about is that the main prop we focused on was Trey Lance passing yards, because we saw that the coach said he's going to get a pretty decent amount of the game, which he did, and he hit his passing yards line, so that hit as well. It was a low-scoring game, but it barely went over the total barely went over the over. It barely went over. That's what I meant to say. But hey, regardless, we're here, kids. We have to wait another, I don't even know what, 7 days now to get more football. But before we do that, let's focus on some MLB, baby. Yesterday was a weird slate. I'm assuming it's because it was I'm assuming. It was because the trade deadline was yesterday, and so you don't want to have a bunch of players playing when they're potential trade targets. So typically the trade deadline day is always a weird slate. There's only 3 games. But anyway, if you missed yesterday's show, first off, shame on you. Secondly, there's a new feature we talked about, and in case you missed yesterday's show, we're going to talk about it again. So there's a little star here now. It used to just be this guy, and then we added the automatic get into our Discord button. You click on this. Then we added the automatic pull up our YouTube channel. You click on this. Now we've added the automatic star, which is the new favorite list. This has been one of the top requested items from all of our users. And so I'm going to go real quick on how it works. So even though Toronto over K's is on our ban list, we're not playing this whatsoever. Just showing you how the feature works. Let's say you're looking at Michael Waka Waka, and you're like, you know what? I like this play. I'm going to tap on the star and turn it a solid yellow. So this is what it looks like when it's not solid yellow. It's just white, but it's solid yellow here. And then let's say you go through a bunch of stuff. You're like, wait, what was that picture, or what was that prop I was looking at? You come back here to the top and you click on this, and it will show you every single player, every single money line spread total for whatever league. Whether you clicked on a bunch of MLB plays, a bunch of WNBA plays, doesn't matter. It'll show you all that jazz. So we clicked on Michael Waka. It's a prop. It's the Kansas City-Toronto game. It's 7:07 p.m. Eastern time. Waka Waka. The line is over, O for over, 3.5, which is the line. Over 3.5, and the stat is K, which is strikeouts. So it'll save that. And if you want to get rid of it, if you want to get rid of it one at a time, you can click the trash can. If you have a bunch of stuff you want to clear, you can just click clear all. But this will now keep track of things. If you guys are new here, you may not know this, if you're super, super new, but the people that have been with us for 6 months, you can ask them in Discord. Almost every single feature we have added in the last 6 months has been user request. I hope you guys understand that it's very, very difficult for companies to just take feedback and then go straight to applying it and adding new features, because there's a lot of we have to make sure that this works and the shareholders agree and blah blah blah. Because I'm a one-man army and I'm running this entire thing solo, I can add things or tell the devs to add things almost immediately. So we're able to add new features upon request very, very quickly, sometimes in the same exact day, depending on how easy it is to implement. So just keep asking for things. If you want something on the app, you want a feature, you want something to do something to make it easier for you to research, then just go to the suggestions channel in Discord. Hey, I would really like it if this did this, or you could add this feature. And then we just kind of add it to the list there, right? So that's how that works. It's simplistic in the concept, but it saves you guys a lot of time. And that's what we're all about, saving you guys time on research. We had somebody, I forgot who it was in Discord last night, was saying that, before we added the trifecta button to single out the plays that are trifectas, they said that they was already saving them hours and hours of research. But now, they have kids, they get a full-time job, it's still, they're very, very limited on time. Now they all have to do is click the trifecta button, this T button here, and that saves them an insane amount of time above what it was already doing. So, rambling aside, let's find things for today. The first two things are both on the ban list. Go to the MLB ban list channel in Discord. It'll say we never go over strikeouts against Toronto. We never go over strikeouts against San Diego. As you can see why, they're both very, very red. Those teams don't really strike out. Click the good old trifecta button. So we have 2 trifectas today based on the trifecta button. What's interesting to me is Miami is 25th least in 25th most in strikeouts, so 5th least, and then they're almost near the they're in the San Diego Toronto range of they just don't strike out. That being said, I've been mentioning Carlos in the Discord the entire season. Typically, he is somebody who hits his line, and his line typically is 6.5 and sometimes even 7.5, but the sportsbooks do realize he's versus the Marlins, and the Marlins don't strike out a lot, and he's definitely red here, but he has got strikeout stuff. And then we have another trifecta right down here with Joe Ryan of the Minnesota Twins, which if you paid attention to the trade deadline, the Twins traded their entire roster. It's crazy. I think the Twins traded away more people from their roster, from not their prospects, but their actual roster than any other team. So they're definitely sellers. They sold their team to get prospects and a bunch of other things. So I forgot what the record is right now, but clearly they're not really trying. Joe Ryan versus Cleveland. Cleveland strikes out a little bit more on average than the Marlins. It looks like they both have 5.5 lines. They both have a very similar projection, 6.75, 6.65. It looks like he's been hot and cold for the last 6 games. So hit, miss, hit, miss, hit, miss. Which, if we're paying attention to that pattern, that means just by default he's going to hit. But again, never bet on that kind of stuff. So what do we look for pitching? One of the things we look for, so what else I want to draw your attention to on the bar graph here, something else I look for is that they don't have horrendous games where they have 1 strikeout. So the 2 that he's missed in the last 4, or the 2 out of the last 9 games, he has hooked. 86 pitches, 5 instead of the 60 needed. 87 pitches, 5. He's not getting, this one he got to 97 pitch count, but he's not getting, there we go. He is getting into the 90s and the 100 here. It looks like, I don't know about this game. He only gave up 1 earned run, so I don't know why he got pulled there. 4 earned runs makes sense why he got pulled there. But anyway, the point I was making is that he hooked here. So it's not like he had a horrendous game. He almost hit. And then he had this 11 strikeout game against Colorado, which, take that with a grain of salt. Colorado's should be in the college leagues based on how crappy they are. They swing at everything. So anybody and their mom can get 11 Ks against Colorado. But if you remember, there's another thing here that we focus on. We want to see that the strikeout rate against righties and lefties, so it doesn't matter who he's versing, is 20% or higher. This guy is annihilating right-handed pitching, or right-handed hitters, 34%, and then lefties, 23.3%. Versing Cleveland, who did not trade away Quan. I don't think they traded away any of their bats. They only traded away Biebs and somebody else from the bullpen. But look, they got 1. This is crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4 switch hitters. 1, 2, 3 lefties. So I'm assuming because Joe Ryan, which I believe, is a righty, that all these switch hitters are probably going to be batting left. So that means there's only one true right-handed hitter. So, what was I going to say? So this is kind of the number we're focusing on because the entire lineup is probably going to hit lefty. But he's still getting 23.3%, and he needs 6 Ks. What's a lot? He versed them earlier this year at the beginning. He got 4 Ks against them, give up 3 earned runs. Now let me look at Carlos real quick. So like his lowest game. See, what's interesting, if you go back the entire season, he has not had less than 4 strikeouts the entire season. And this is where we were kind of like always pounding the over, because he just had this streak of just 7+ Ks, 10, 8, 10, 8. But as of June 8th, he's kind of cooled off a little bit. He's had a 7 here, a lot of 4s, 8 there, 4, 8. The good thing is that if you look at his pitch count here, even recently, 97, 109, 107, 90. Let's look at his splits. 26.9% strikeout rate against righties, even better against lefties. Is he a righty or a lefty? I can't remember. Oh, he's a lefty. Okay. So, the Marlins have a lot of right-handers. Xavier's a switch. Let's just say he's batting left, maybe. Well, it depends on whatever he wants to do. And then Kyle Stowers. But these righties, still 26.9%. So what I think I have an idea here. Because both of these trifectas are not super sexy in terms of their opponents, I think what we might do for Friday here is we might triple it up. So what that means is that we're looking at Carlos over 5.5, Joe Ryan over 5.5, and then we'll throw in a third one. So if one of these pitchers miss, which, I mean, they're versing teams that don't strike out a lot, we can still have a profitable day. So let's find... Let's see who the top hits, runs, RBI player is. Oh, let me pull up. I'm not going to pull up on screen, but I'm going to pull up real quick on my computer anyway. I'm going to pull up Joey's cheat sheet. So if you're a premium member, there's a channel in Discord, which, I mean, if you're a premium member, you're not in Discord, you're not really a premium member. You got to get in Discord once you upgrade, or even before you upgrade. There's tons of free channels in the Discord. But I'm pulling up Joey's cheat sheet, and I'm trying to see what... So the top of the screen is Wenceel Perez. I'm trying to see... of Detroit. So he's only been a trifecta once, and he's 0 for 1, so he's in the red. So we're not going to do that. And then next up we have Kyle here. He has been a trifecta 9 times, and he's hit 7. So he's a 78% hit rate. So I think, based on the cheat sheet that is clearly green for Kyle here, I feel like this might be... So since June 1st, Kyle, this guy right here, has been a trifecta for hits, runs, RBIs 9 times and has hit his line 7 out of those 9 games. Not 7 out of the last 9 games in general. 7 out of the 9 times that he's been a trifecta play. So I think that's going to be our third one here. So we're going trifectas for the, whatchamacallit, strikeout props. And then we're going Kyle with hits, runs, RBIs. We're going to go into the weekend with a nice little dub. Come back next week, keep it going. So we restarted our win streak today, because yesterday we didn't do a pitching show, but we're going to restart our pitching win streak today. So as long as we get 2 out of 3, we're profitable, and we're going to carry that into the weekend. And we'll see you guys on Monday. But make sure that if you're taking betting seriously and you're tired of losing, that you're doing the free stuff at minimum. If you cannot subscribe to this YouTube channel for free, if you cannot also download this app for free, create a free account on the app for free, and get into the free Discord and sync those accounts together to open up the free channels, if you can't do the free stuff, you are not going to win in betting. There's discipline that is required, and if you can't do the free stuff, that means you don't have the discipline. So stop being lazy and try just a little bit harder to apply yourself. As I've been saying many episodes the last few weeks, Tony Robbins. If you don't know who Tony Robbins is, he's the most popular inspirational, motivational speaker of all time. My favorite quote from him: find somebody that has a level of success that you want and just do what they do. You see the people in Discord that are dropping winning screenshots, winning bets every single day. If you want to do that, it's not rocket science. Just do what they do. They're using the app. They're communicating with everybody else in Discord. They're asking questions. They're answering questions. All of that stuff. It's not rocket science. It's not like, well, I don't know if this is going to work out for me. If you do the same thing as everybody else, guess what? It's going to work out for you. It's not that difficult. You just have to do what the people that have the level of success are doing that you want to have. Just copy and paste. If they're using the app this way, then you use the app this way. If they're doing this, you're doing that. If they're not doing something, maybe ask them why they're not doing it. If you want to have the level of success of the thousands of people that are dropping winning screenshots in Discord every single day, you just got to do what they're doing. That's how easy it is. Good luck, guys. I'll see you next week.